Joined by Jason Epstein. He's a political commentator and he joins us live. Thanks for being with us today, Jason. What do you take away from the presser that was held a while ago?
Well, thank you for having me, Efnan. Clearly, the two sides are a little closer tonight than they were 24 hours ago. The rapport between the two presidents is real. Some have characterized it as a bromance. That might be a little over the top. But there seem to have been some productive conversations. And it's noteworthy that President Trump thought outside the box, played, I guess you could call it a peacemaker role between President Erdogan and Senate Republicans, particularly Senate Republicans who are focused so much on foreign policy and particularly in that part of the world. And it seemed to have been somewhat successful. There are many concerns that remain. Let's not fool ourselves. And there is a difficult road still in front of us. But we are definitely in better shape than we were 24 hours ago.
Jason, I'm really glad that you brought that up. That brings me to my next question. Lindsey Graham was the main senator that kind of led the concept of imposing sanctions on Turkey after it launched Operation Peace Spring. Do you think that he's had a change of heart after meeting the Turkish president?
Well, let's not forget, Senator Graham, I don't want to say lives by the moment, but for example, during 2016, he was one of Trump's fiercest critics. Now he's one of Trump's closest allies. Before the Khashoggi killing, Lindsey Graham was Saudi's strongest ally, and afterward he became a tough critic. Similarly, Lindsey Graham has a strong pro-Turkey record that dates back to his time in the House of Representatives, and there's no reason to believe that he can't play a strong role in the weeks and months to come. So, I mean, Senator Graham is looking for solutions. He is concerned, of course, about America's allies in the region, but he has an open mind, and I think that's been on display in recent days.
Now, Trump did receive a lot of backlash for making this deal with Turkey and for pulling out U.S. troops from northern Syria. But is he now somewhat being praised for it?
Well, let's wait and see. The bilateral relationship is still very tense, to put it mildly. No one should be doing cartwheels tonight or any time in the near future. Trump deserves a modicum, more than a modicum of credit for bringing President Erdogan, inviting him to the White House. These meetings were very necessary. The United States has real concerns in the region. Turkey obviously has real concerns on its southern border, and so we shouldn't expect congratulatory messages. Clearly, there is an element in Washington that is going to criticize Trump no matter what he does. But it is also important, let's not forget that much of the criticism has come from his own party. He's sensitive to it. I would perhaps downplay a little bit about the impeachment saga that we hear so much about, that we might have seen on TV today while this bilateral event was taking place. But clearly, Trump needs to bring Republicans along. The bilateral relationship, both sides bear blame for the downturn that's taken place since 2015. It's not going to be easy to restore the trust, but it's got to start somewhere.
All right. Now, Jason, Trump's kind of been back and forth with his decision on whether he wants the U.S. troops to stay in northern Syria or whether he wants them to completely be pulled out. But now he's talking about being there for the oil. What do you make of that?
Sounds like a bargaining chip. Sounds like the act of a businessman. But it's also perhaps Remember, the U.S. strategy, at least as it's been articulated, is to be concerned to ensure that terrorism is stopped, that terrorism is defeated from non-state actors. But the real challenge, we all know, the real challenge is the state actor, the Iranian regime. And it's as part of this strategy, U.S. troops in northeastern Syria, whether it's the oil fields or somewhere else, it's about paying attention to Turkish security needs, but the overarching U.S. interest there is about terrorism generally, and of course about, just depending on your perspective, either rolling back or at least containing the Iranian regime.
All right, Jason Epstein, thank you so much for your analysis and joining us today on Tier 2 World.